Hey, what's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Today I got a special guest on. Today I got my little sister on, Tania, and we're going to chop it up about personal finance and a few other things. I basically want to just get some background and talk about, like I said, personal finance. We're going to talk about like what made her choose personal finance, her road to personal finance, and just discuss some personal finance, and then along the way probably give y'all some tips and some pointers as to how you can manage and your personal finances. So with that being said, I want to welcome my little sister Tania in, and we're gonna take it from there. What's up, Tan?
Hey, what's up?
What's going on? I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to do this interview with me and talk some personal finance. And so we can talk about like your business and as far as like what you do for a career.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm in the credit card industry,
Mm-hmm.
and I do. I'm a compliance manager for processing credit cards, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So not a lot of people use credit cards, but don't necessarily know that there are a lot of rules and regulations behind using credit cards. So the different merchants and also the cardholders have to abide by certain rules and regulations when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to using credit cards. So um, I'm the compliance manager for our company. So I basically tell them the rules, keep up with the rules for Visa, MasterCard, American Express,
Mm-hmm.
and to keep the company in compliance and also to help keep the merchants in compliance.
Okay. Now with that, like, how did you get into this part of financing?
Um, Actually, I started working for the credit card company before I decided to go get my degree in finance.
Uh-huh.
So um, basically started out in customer service, working at a company, and then just wanted to do more and learn more about the credit card industry.
Uh-huh.
So then actually went to school then decided to go to school for finance, especially
Yeah.
because the company was paying for it. So
Yeah. Oh, okay.
um,
So they paid for it. That was pretty cool. Now, so now that was pretty good because like I know your personal story and your background because you're my little sister, but I thought that it was good that you was able to like go to college, you know what I mean, take care of home and raise two boys. So like tell us what for you what was that all about? Like what was that all about?
oh my goodness. So growing up in a household with, my mother, single mother,
Mm-hmm.
raising three kids. So, of course, I wanted a better life for my two boys and myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided, like, I had to do something better. I had to do something more.
Mm-hmm.
And also, pretty much looking at you. When
Mm-hmm.
I was younger, I looked at you, and you in college. You were
Yeah.
going to Boise State University, and at that point, I hadn't decided to go to college. But when I
Yeah.
saw you go, I was like, "Oh shoot, let me follow in my big
Yeah.
brother footsteps." And so I decided to go to college as well. And
Yeah.
that's besides the fact that the company that I was working for was going to pay for it, I was like, "Oh shoot, I might as well take advantage of the situation
Right. Right.
and
Yeah.
go ahead and get my degree and." Just do better for myself so that I could support my
Yeah.
boys.
Right, right. That's good. Yeah, and I was just shoot, I'm proud of you because I know that like going to college and just working, not let alone having like two kids, that's tough. That's tough. I know
Yeah.
for sure that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do it. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't even finish college, so and then all I
Mhm.
had to do was take care of myself, work and go to school. I was like, nah, this is a lot. That is, I mean, for people who never really, you know what I mean, been there. That's just like a heavy take care of house, going to work and taking care of kids. That's heavy, man. That's heavy. So
Oh,
yeah, definitely.
absolutely. So, that's why I kind of, had to implement a lot of structure
Hmm.
in their lives as well as mine, so
Right,
that I
right,
could,
yeah,
make sure they doing everything they're supposed to do, make sure they getting there so I can go ahead and go study
right, right, yeah, yeah,
and um and do
yeah,
the things I need to do to support them. So
yeah,
yeah. It wasn't easy, but
yeah, yeah. I remember why, you know, what I mean, I watched you the whole way, and I was like, man,
Yeah.
that's what's up. That's what's up. So, like as far as like what lessons though did you take from our mother as far as like what helped you, you know, to get also helped you get along, you know, get on that road to college and stuff like that.
Yeah, just hard work and determination.
Mm-hmm.
So the lesson that I got from her as well. Like I mentioned you, but
Mm-hmm.
we both saw her go to school, and we both went to her graduation. I'm sure that you
Right,
remember
right,
that,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I
So
remember that, yeah.
she pretty much she set the example for you, well, basically for all of us.
Right.
And so I guess by you seeing her go to school, and we went to her graduation,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you just reminded me too, like when after I during my graduation, I wound up taking one of my sons to my graduation.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
He was a little baby, and he was on my hip. I had pass him to somebody before I walked down the aisle. So
Yeah.
we just learned from a great
Right, right.
example, and that was our mother.
Right, right. And that's important, you know, cuz I know like me and you we talked before, we talked about like how how some of the advice that we got from our mother, although she didn't have the experience, but some of that advice that she gave us, it still applied to what we were trying to do, what we were trying to accomplish. So yeah, yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah, yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And the thing about it is, when you're young and your parents are telling you all these things, like you don't really want to hear it at the time because you
Right.
don't understand. But as you get older,
Hmm.
those words just come back to you, and you be like, well, my mother told me that. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Eventually, those words, they, like I said, they stick with you, and they kind of keep you on the right path.
Right,
So
right, yeah. And shoot, and I find myself now like passing down the same, you know, the same knowledge and wisdom that we got. I pass that down to, you know, my kids today. So
yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah,
still
yeah.
work.
And
Yeah.
even though this generation, our generation of kids, they're
Mhm.
totally different than we are. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't think that. I mean, that's a totally different show
Right,
for
right,
us to
yeah.
discuss. To discuss the generation of today. But yeah, yeah, I pass on that information to my boys too, and I'm sure I set a good example for my boys to be able to
Yeah.
follow too. So that was another one of the reasons why I did the things that I was doing, because I wanted them to see how
Yeah.
things can be done.
Right, yeah, leading by example. That's the, you know, that's very important too. That's
Mm-hmm.
why, you know, I mean, I was, you know, I was glad, I was happy to be like of a positive influence for you, and you know, yeah, because I
Mm-hmm.
definitely wouldn't want my sisters to see me, you know what I mean, like getting in trouble, or y'all have to put money on my books and all this old crazy stuff, you know, that some people go through. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's
we
what's
we
up.
definitely we definitely beat the odds. I
Yeah,
was just telling somebody else that the neighborhood that we lived in, it wasn't the greatest. I mean, it
right.
wasn't too bad. We didn't grow up in the projects, but we could have become victims of our
Yeah, yeah,
environment, but because we had a strong mother
yeah,
behind us, she
yeah,
kept
yeah.
her hand on our necks,
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt,
and
no doubt.
yeah, just making sure that we stayed on the right path. So
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, and I mean, and it wasn't easy because I mean, like, you know, I can recall not having everything that a lot of other kids in the neighborhood had, and
we didn't.
you know what I mean.
We
But
did.
you know,
We
we
didn't
was,
even have cable.
yeah, for real, yeah, for
We
real.
didn't
No
have cable.
cable, you know what I mean. We didn't have a car as a family, you know what I mean. Everywhere we went, we caught the bus, and yeah, yeah, we made it
Yeah,
work. We made it
yeah. But
work.
to tell you the truth, not having all those things, kind of make you appreciate. Well, first of all, she taught us that we had to work for everything we got,
Exactly,
and
exactly.
so that created a strong work ethic in all of us.
Hmm.
And so all of us knew that whatever we get, we had to work for it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
um
yeah.
and so I think with that on our minds, we're like, okay, well, we didn't have it when we were young. We want to make sure we get it as
Hmm.
we go get older. So
Yeah,
we
yeah,
work for it. We work for everything we
yeah.
have, and
Work for
now
everything, and
we definitely reaping the benefits.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what's
So
up. That's what's up. That's true. And I always tell people about like how when we were young, we used to, man, we used to cut grass, rake leaves, shovel snow, and I tell people how like when you was little, you and Letitia was little, and I used to take y'all with me to shovel people's
Yes.
snow, and people see y'all out there, and they be, you know what I mean. People see y'all, they be like, all right, you can shovel our snow.
Yeah,
And
you know,
y'all
look,
get
we had,
cold and be messing my money up. You like, we cold, we want to go home. And I was like, man, come on, let me do one more driveway. I gotta
I
go
don't
home.
even know how old you were, but look, you
Mm,
had that entrepreneurial
yeah, yeah,
spirit in you at such a young
yeah, yeah,
age. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
you know,
I I'm
it starts at a young age.
I probably when I used to do stuff like that, I probably was about like 12, 11 or 12 years old. Cause I know that you
Hmm.
and Letitia was young. Y'all like 5 years, you know what I mean? Y'all probably like
Yeah.
6 and 7 years old. And them people see y'all out there standing on the curb like, yeah, can y'all want y'all show shoveled? And they be like, yeah, you could do it. And y'all out there throwing snow on the driveway when I'm trying to, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that definitely,
Yeah.
yeah, that entrepreneurial. I didn't know it at the time though, but
Yeah.
that entrepreneurial spirit that I developed at that time, that you know what I mean, that's just helped me along the way
That,
now, you know.
that was just the beginning. That was just the
Right, right,
beginning. And
right.
so now, yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
I had no
and now look
idea
at you,
what an
you
entrepreneur
know.
was. You know, I was like, you know, shoot, we need money around the
Hmm.
house, and I just wanted to help out. You know what I mean? So that
Yep.
was it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So back then it was called being a man at a house, even though you was a little man, you know.
right, right, yeah, yeah, no
but
doubt, yeah.
but yeah.
And that's another lesson. You know what I mean? Because we had to contribute. Everybody had to contribute. You know what I mean? I had to cut the grass. You and Binky had to clean up in the house, and you know,
Yes.
shoot, yeah, we wasn't going nowhere until that. You know what I mean? That house was clean. You
Hmm.
know, nobody wasn't
Hmm.
going nowhere
Hmm.
until that house was clean.
Yeah.
So,
Do you remember one time she kept us in the house? It seemed like for a whole summer. Like
oh
we was
my
punished, and
goodness,
I can't even remember what it was about. So,
people
but
thought I had moved. They
yeah.
didn't even think I.
So
People thought I moved. I go outside. They be like, Mike, we ain't know you still live around here. I be like, man, shit.
we've been
What,
on punishment.
yeah, I was on punishment. When Rita shut stuff down, man, she shut it down. You wasn't going nowhere. You be in that,
Yes.
you better not leave. They was like, we thought y'all moved. I like, nah, man, I was
Yeah.
punished. Yeah, but yeah,
Hmm.
and then we still had a lot of good times though.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, we was in the house, but we had fun. You know, we
Yeah,
entertained
yeah,
each
yeah,
other. Yeah, so it was, it was
yeah,
nothing. It wasn't cruel and unusual punishment, but
yeah.
freedom meant business.
Oh yeah, she wasn't playing with you. She wasn't warm and fuzzy. She
Mm-mm.
wasn't playing with you at all. Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, like I said though, like a lot of the lessons that we that we learned growing up is still serving us well to this day.
Hmm.
So now,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah, now you are you moved to Atlanta. How you liking it down there in Atlanta as far as,
I love Atlanta.
Yeah, so you're not coming back to Baltimore, huh?
No, I mean, I think just for the time that I've been here, Atlanta is to me it's the land for a whole bunch of entrepreneurs. I mean, if you have
Yeah,
an entrepreneurial spirit,
yeah,
they
yeah.
welcome you. It's totally different than Baltimore.
Uh-huh.
Um, so I really like it here. And then what I do as far as credit card processing, working for companies that process credit cards, it's like the hub for
Mhm.
it because we have so many different companies that are in that industry.
Mhm.
So if you can't find a job in one place, you'll find it in another.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah.
it's hot. Atlanta is hot for all different kinds of reasons.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's good because
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's good that you finding, your career is really taking off down there in Atlanta. Yeah.
Hmm.
So is it as far as your career though in the finance industry? So you finding that it's more opportunities down there for you in the finance industry than it would be in Baltimore?
Yeah, I mean, just because there's the credit card processing business is industry is huge here. They have a lot
Mm.
of their corporate offices here. That was
Mhm.
one of the reasons why I moved here because there was one company. Of course, I was working for one company in Baltimore, but
Mhm.
then their competitors corporate office is located here in Atlanta. So they actually moved me from Baltimore to Atlanta. And then once I got here, I realized that there were just several other credit card processing companies here. So it's just it's so many. I think it's more than 20, and
Whoa,
I
wow,
could
yeah,
be I could be cutting it short, but
yeah.
they're all over the place here.
Oh, that's good. That's
So
good. Yeah,
it's definitely I call it the land of opportunity. I call
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
it's really nice.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Like it's big. Atlanta is big for like entrepreneurs also too. Not just you know what I mean. Not just
Yeah.
like business people, but entrepreneurs, all
Mm-mm.
kinds of professionals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, when I first got here, I ran into a group of people that just they would just network.
Hmm.
They were just networking, and they put me on to a whole lot of different things.
Yeah.
And it seemed like everybody down here has a little hustle.
Right.
So
Right.
not people down here don't necessarily just have one job. They got maybe they have a job and they have a hustle. So
Right.
to me, if you come to Atlanta and you can't find a way to make money, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because and then like I said, my son came here with me, my oldest son.
Right.
And just knowing him, a little bit about him, and there was a point that we couldn't get him to keep a job.
Yeah.
So, but when he first got here, this little guy got two jobs because I
Yeah.
said, "Look, you going back to Baltimore?" He was like, "I'm not going back." So
Yeah.
he went and found two jobs. So he
Yeah.
went
That's
and
what's
had
up.
to go
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's pretty easy. If you're looking for a job, you should be able to find one here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
can't find one, then you might be doing something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's definitely some opportunities down there. That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So now I just want to like as far as personal finance, because you also, besides being good at handling other people's money, you know what I mean, you always put me on to like what I should do as far as like cleaning up my credit and stuff like that. So let me ask you a couple of questions, like personal finance questions, right?
Okay.
All right. Now the first question is like if you like when you're buying your first home, like is it better to like put down a big deposit, or would you recommend like just not putting down a big deposit, or just getting like just finance it?
Um, I think that the best thing to do is you should put down at least 20%
Mm-hmm.
when you buying your first home, or you can just save up money for like
Yeah.
5 years
Right.
and put a good amount down
Right.
so
Right.
that you could be prepared. Always have to have that what do they call it, the earnest money, the money
Yeah.
you want to put down for the house. Yeah, so
So
I
you
suggest putting at
there's
least 20% down.
right. 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 Yeah. That's and then so
Mhm.
yeah. So that I think that's a good idea, because like if you go the route, I find that if you go the route of trying to like, all right, well, if you say for instance, if you buying a house and the house is like $200,000 and you're going to need 20% down, you like, well, instead of let me try to save up the money. And if it's
Mhm.
going to take you years to save up the money, you would need $40,000 up front at first. But if by the time if you wait a year and the house then went up like another $10,000, so now you need like $22,000. I mean, you know what I mean, like $42,000 instead of like 40.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like if you wait, you chasing like a moving target. So yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you on that one. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
now, what do you advise, like as far as like how much of your income do you think that you should be saving? Like what do you advise in that?
Now I know you really, really want to be realistic because the truth of the matter is that times is hard.
Right,
But
right. I understand
if
that.
you can, I would just say if you can, I would say save like 25 to 40% of your income. But I know 40 seems kind of steep,
Right.
but
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah,
because you
definitely.
wanna, yeah,
Yeah.
that is really steep. But I would just say maybe 25%. Start out with that,
Yeah, yeah.
and then work your way out.
Right, yeah, cuz I think 25% is doable if you the kind of person that know how to like manage your expenses and stuff. You know what I mean? Especially starting out, you know what I mean? Like, manage your expenses and stuff that you don't need to you know what I mean? Stuff that
Budgeting.
yeah, budget better, and then you know what I mean? I think
Mhm.
25% is not bad. I
Mhm.
mean, I think that's manageable.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, and then I'm just trying to keep it real because being a single parent again, you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's not easy saving,
Right,
as much,
yeah. It
so
ain't.
So I would think, at least try to save at least 25% of your income. Put that to the side if you can. And
Yeah.
then if you can do more, then go ahead and do that.
Right, right. Yeah, that's true. I know that I mean, I used to like, I used to save like change. I used to have those. I don't know if you remember those Deer Park water containers. I used to just put change in there. You know what I mean? It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't 25%, but at the time, that's all I could do was just keep. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Just keep changing there. So yeah, 25. But now, 25% really don't seem like it's too too big of a reach.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so and another question I got is now, how much of an emergency fund do you think, like, would you recommend for people to have just in case something come up?
Say save about 6 months of
Hmm.
your expenses.
Okay.
So, all your expenses, your rent, your car payment, your insurance. And if you can save at least 6 months of that,
Yeah.
and then you should be good. I mean, some people say, up to a whole year, but,
Yeah.
I would say at least, make 6 months the target.
Right.
And then if you can do longer or
Yeah.
more,
Yeah.
then you should. You should,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially for things like what happened, last year with the COVID situation. You
Right.
know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So I know
Exactly.
some people who were sitting on some savings were kind of happy that they saved up that
Yeah.
money
Yeah. No doubt.
because
Yeah.
a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people, companies shut down, and a lot of
Hmm.
people like, well, when am I gonna get my check? How am I gonna get my check? How am I gonna get paid? But
Hmm.
so it really does pay off for you to you can't just live for today. You have to save.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can agree with that because you don't want to be in a situation where you just caught off. You know what I mean? You like caught and you get in between like a rock and a hard place, and you don't have the financing, and you don't know. Especially with that COVID, like it's not
Mhm.
like you could just go out and get another job. Everything was shut down. So a
Mhm,
lot of
mhm.
people were, boy, oh
Yeah.
boy, yeah, yeah, everything was shut
And
down.
especially like what's going on right now with the eviction moratorium,
Hmm.
so people are saying, some people are saying like, oh, well, all these people are hiring right now. Why these people can't just go out and get jobs? But if you miss 1 month rent,
Hmm.
it's hard to catch up. So
Yeah,
can you imagine, being behind 8 months,
yeah, yeah,
of rent? How are you supposed to catch up?
yeah,
Even if
yeah.
somebody was to hire you today, you got 8 months of rent to pay,
Right,
and
right, yeah,
so, that's quite a mountain to climb. So,
yeah.
um, yeah, so, right now I know I really feel for those people
Yeah, yeah.
who didn't save.
I just think that like I think people who chose to like delay paying their bills, or not just chose to delay paying their bills, but people who may not have had the option or been in a position to pay their bills, they are going to wind up having to really just like move and find new places to live because you
Hmm.
can't, if
Yeah,
you were struggling to pay your bills before COVID, how you going to
absolutely.
catch up? You 8 months behind, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? Now that
Hmm.
COVID
Hmm.
is over with, yeah. So yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, but there are some. I mean, there are some bad stories, but then
mm-hmm.
there's some good ones. Some people, the COVID situation boosted them to reach into their entrepreneurial spirit, and
Mm-hmm.
they running their own business right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there's a good side to
yeah,
it and a bad side.
yeah, and that's good, and that's what I like to focus on too, because like with the
Mhm.
good side, like tough, these hard times just brought out the best in some people, So
Absolutely,
that yeah,
absolutely.
that's one thing about the COVID that was a plus because I mean like me. I've been doing like projects around the house and fixing, building
Mhm.
patios
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shoot, and now I'm doing this podcast, so
Hmm.
I would have if I had kept working straight through, I may not have I might I don't know. I always find something though as far as like business, a new business opportunity, something to get into. But yeah,
Yeah.
COVID did allow me some free time to get into some other things. And then on top of that, I had fortunately I was able to, I had a little bit of savings. So if I hadn't
Hmm.
had a savings, then it would have been it would have been tough. It would have been harder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
totally get it.
yeah. So yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on here, you know,
Sure.
and giving us some advice, some personal finance advice, and some of your background sharing with us. And hopefully you'll be able to come back on. You know, and
Anytime.
yeah, man, I
Anytime.
appreciate you. And yeah, so that's it. Maybe we'll come back on with something else.
More, yeah, we gotta bring our sister on.
Huh?
We gotta bring our sister on.
Yeah. We'll bring Binky on here. Binky crazy. Yeah, we'll bring her on here. That'll be something fun. Yeah, they have everybody.
We gotta talk about all of our successes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I mean, Binky doing good too. She manages properties for this company. So yeah, she doing good too. Yeah, we good. Yeah. So again, thanks, Tan, and we'll be
all right. Thanks, Mike. Yep. Thanks for having me on.